Hey everyone, for those of you who are new here, I'm Josh, and in this video I want to share with you the way that I approach dating, because this is something that I've been practicing for a few years now, and it was pretty much born of me being really tired with the way a lot of people approach dating, the way a lot of people go about doing this, where they're very guarded because they're afraid of getting hurt, or they pretend to be someone they're not to try to impress the other person and get them to like them, and all those ridiculous tricks and subtle manipulations that many people employ when they're dating. I just got tired of all of it because I've realized I just want to be myself, and I want to meet women who like me for who I am, women who don't need me to pretend to be someone I'm not, and I certainly don't want to be playing games, and I don't want to end up being afraid of losing her either. I don't want to approach dating from any fear-based perspective because I just don't see a point in any of that anymore. I just want to be who I am, be comfortable in my own skin, and find women who vibe with that, because I know there are probably plenty of them out there. In fact, I'm thoroughly convinced that the more comfortable we are in our own skin, it makes us even more attractive to the people around us. So I wager this method, if you want to call it that, it's not really a method, it's just you being you and going about your life being authentic, but it actually will make you more attractive to a lot more people as well. So you'll actually find that a lot of people enjoy your company, and a lot of people who you're interested in a romantic sense will want to go on dates with you. So really, when we have the courage to just be ourselves, it opens a lot of doors for us. So it's kind of interesting to me how so often we stray from that path. But I get it, right? There are a lot of conditioning from our childhood where we don't accept ourselves, and many of us don't like who we are when we're growing up, and that makes sense, right? We go through a lot of changes in puberty, and usually during that time we do not like ourselves, and also we could deal with childhood bullies and whatnot. So there's certainly many things that we deal with when growing up that can kind of condition us to not like who we are, just being surrounded by a bunch of people who aren't supportive of us, which trains us to not be supportive of ourselves. And that's a huge problem. But when you hit adulthood, now it's your responsibility to work on deconditioning yourself from all that crap growing up. Because as I've said in prior videos, I truly don't believe any of us come into this world doubting ourselves and being unsupportive of ourselves. I believe that's fully learned behavior from us growing up, being surrounded by people who aren't supportive of us. So that means we can get rid of all those unhelpful ways of thinking because they're not ingrained in us. They're conditioned in us, and we can get rid of conditioning. We don't have to stay that way our entire lives. So it's really helpful to practice this when it comes to dating as well. Just choosing to be more supportive of yourself, choosing to accept yourself as you are, be comfortable in your own skin, know that you're imperfect, you're flawed, that's okay. So is everyone else out there. Even those people that you're interested in who seem perfect, they are not perfect. They're just really good at faking it. That's usually what you'll find, right? When someone comes off a bit perfect, they're pretty good fakers, right? It's not that they're actually perfect, they're just confusing you and everyone around you, or more like tricking you into believing that they have everything figured out when they certainly don't, because very few people actually do. So know that, and know that it's okay for you to be imperfect as well. It's something you'll have in common with everyone you encounter, so you might as well embrace it. And that will help you get one step closer to being able to be comfortable in your own skin. Now, I've found that being comfortable in your own skin truly elevates your dating experience because it makes it so you don't really have to stress about anything, because you're not going to play a facade, so you don't need to remember all the lies you're telling the person and all the ways you're misrepresenting yourself to try to win them over. It also means that you're not going to worry about playing any manipulative games or using any tactics like lines and other things like that. You're simply just going to be who you are, represent your real self to them with all your flaws, all your insecurities, all the things you're working on, all your doubts and fears, and you'll just basically put everything out on the table and look at the other person and say, hey, this is who I am. You can either accept it or not, and that's okay. If you don't like what you see, that's fine. I'll move on. I'll find other people who will. And if you do like what you see, well, hey, awesome. If I like you back, then hey, we can start something beautiful and incredible and create a fun experience together. That's the way you want to approach dating. You don't want to go in there thinking, hey, I don't like who I am, so I'm hoping you will like me so that way I can feel better about myself. No, none of that crap. Like yourself first and then put yourself out there. Makes it so much easier. You can occasionally get lucky and find someone who will be able to help you like yourself even more, but I've just found it's so much more powerful to work on doing that before you put yourself out there for dating. You can kind of do both of these simultaneously, of course, if you're able to balance it well. You just want to make sure that you're not placing your self-worth in someone else's hands so that they're determining your value for you. That's not a good place to be. You want to be self-defined. So you define who you are, you like who you are, and then go out there and just present yourself to other people. And yeah, they'll either take you or leave you, and that's okay. If they do end up leaving you and rejecting you, that's fine. Again, don't make this be something wrong with you. Don't beat yourself up over it. It doesn't really say all that much about you. Sometimes people reject us for like the most superficial and shallow reasons, and quite often it may not even have anything to do with us. It could literally be like they think that we're a certain way that we're actually not, so they're misrepresenting us and they want to reject us over that. Sometimes it could be because they literally believe you're better than them and that triggers their insecurities, so they want to leave now rather than later because they think you'll end up rejecting them. And that can happen if you're comfortable in your own skin, because a lot of people aren't. So it can sometimes make you come off intimidating, but really it'll only be that way for people who are deeply insecure. People who are also working on themselves, they're not going to get fazed by that. If anything, they'll love that you're comfortable in your own skin. So really, being comfortable in your own skin is only going to scare off people you wouldn't want to date anyway. You don't want to go after deeply insecure people, because do you really want to save everyone you encounter? Do you have the time to do that? I certainly don't. I do not like saving women. I can do it. Why would I want to do that, right? I want to spend my time on women who are as close to what I'm looking for as possible, not women who I have to help get there over years of difficult work. That's just, I don't have the time for that. I hope you don't either. It may sound cool and all to be like this savior for other people, be a white knight or whatever and save everyone you encounter, but do you really want to do that? Probably not. So it's okay letting go of someone if you realize that they are deeply insecure. You can try to give them some advice potentially, but just don't spend too much time trying to help everyone you encounter, because that is way too difficult. But anyway, getting back to the topic, I've just found that it's such a powerful thing when you're able to date from that place where you fully accept yourself as you are. You're fully comfortable in your own skin. Maybe not fully, but as close to that as possible. It's a powerful place, because then dating just becomes easy in the sense that you don't really get stressed out over things. You just show up, you connect with the other person or not, and that's okay. Either outcome is okay, right? That's something we need to tell ourselves. It's fine. We often don't realize how when things don't work out with someone, it's a good thing, right? Because it's showing that they're not someone who's meant for us, or they weren't going to vibe with us, right? So why would we spend our time getting all bent out of shape over it, thinking there's something wrong with us or that we're not good enough? No, it's none of that crap. This person is not your person. Just tell yourself that, be like, okay, and move on. It may not have anything to do with you. It's completely fine. So the more that you encounter rejections and whatnot, realize that it's just you saving your time and energy, because now you don't need to invest more of it into this person to figure out whether or not they would truly be down for you. If they reject you, they're telling you right then and there they aren't down for you. So you should say, cool, thank you. I'm going to move on and find people who will be down for me so I can save my precious time that you can never get more of. So why the hell would you want to keep seeing someone who isn't down for you? There you go, right? And you also save your energy, which is something that we can get more of, but again, you probably don't want to waste it too often. So rejection's good, right? It's not a bad thing. Start viewing it that way. It's something that is actually beneficial. You've probably heard that phrase, rejection is redirection. There you go. It's just redirecting you to people who will actually be down for you, so don't sweat it. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what I wanted to cover in this video. It's just the way that I approach dating, this striving to be comfortable in my own skin, not playing any stupid games, not pretending to be someone I'm not getting bent out of shape if I get rejected. It happens. It's not the end of the world. And just going out there and basically saying, hey, like, I want to see if I like you, and you'll see if you like me, and we'll figure things out and go from there. And if you don't like me, that's fine. If I don't like you, that's also fine. And it is what it is. And if we end up liking each other, this is awesome. Let's create some magic and have a fun experience together, however long it lasts, because sometimes it may not last all that long, but still, all those moments are beautiful. I've learned so much about myself, grown so much every single time I've encountered a woman that I vibe with, even if it lasts like a few weeks, even if it lasts a few months. Doesn't matter. Every single time it's a great experience, and sometimes it can really suck when it ends, but hey, again, it's just showing this person, even if they were good for you in those few moments that you shared with them, maybe they aren't good for you in the long run. And that's okay. You just accept it for what it is. Be grateful that you had a fun experience with them, even though it may not have lasted long. You still had it. That's better than not having it, right? I always often say that experiencing beauty in any form is worth it, no matter how short-lived it is, because at least you got to experience it then. Now you'll have those memories that you can think back on fondly later in life. That's cool. So there have been plenty of times where I'm seeing a woman and it only lasts a few months, and I'll be really disappointed when it ends, because of course I liked her, right? Like, I enjoyed spending time with her. So yeah, it sucks. I'm not one to pretend that like, oh, I'm better than her, so her leaving is fine and I don't care. No, I do care, because I was seeing her because I liked her company. I liked her. So when things don't work out, yeah, it's not great, but I know I can handle it. I know I can keep marching forward, and I know I'll always find more women that I can connect with. So hopefully me sharing my thoughts on how I approach dating has been helpful here. I mean, if you need to kind of work on this consistently, it may be helpful to rewatch this video a few times to kind of let these mindset shifts or paradigms enter into your own mind so that you can start practicing them, because this is literally the way I think when I'm approaching dating. Like, everything I've shared in this video, that's how I think, and it truly helps with dating. Hasn't steered me wrong, and it's just a good time. It's the reason why I'll never give up on dating, because I know at the end of the day, even if things don't work out, it is what it is. It's not the end of the world, and I'll still be grateful that I've had beautiful experiences with amazing women, even if it doesn't last long. I mean, hopefully at some point one of these experiences will last, but hey, even if I go my whole life never finding a woman to be by my side for the entirety of it, I know I'll still create a lot of beautiful experiences with a lot of women out there, and that will be worth it to me. But I would really like to find a woman I can have by my side for the whole way. That's my preference, but hey, we never really know what life will have in store for us. So just keep being yourself, just keep putting yourself out there, keep being strong, reminding yourself that rejection is not the end of the world. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It's just redirection to finding people who will actually be down with you so that you don't waste your time on the wrong people. Remember, always focus on choosing people who also choose you. Do not waste your time on anyone who's not down to choose you. There you go. That's all there is to it. But I truly hope you enjoyed this video. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Be sure to throw a thumbs up on the video for the algorithm. That really helps me out. And stick around for more videos like this. Hope you guys are all having a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Arrivederci.